Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Tech Frenzy. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I know it's hard to have some calm spirits during this crazy volatile market, but it happens. We have to get through these types of days to get to the other side when things are looking bright and green again. Okay? SoFi down nearly 12% at the end of the day, 28.39. Robinhood, this will even be more of a shock. Look at this, down 8.6%, but only up 0.8% in the after hours. To me, I think that this is pretty crazy. Okay, look at this. Ready? We are going to talk today. Not exclusively. We have not a lot, but we have a few stories to go over today. One of them being Robinhood's monthly statistics. And this is nuts. Take a look. Robinhood ended up showing off their October 2025 results. And let me see, can I full screen this? Wow, that does not look. Why are you like this? Why are you doing this to me? Can we make it bigger than that? Bam! Okay, there we go. That looks fantastic. Okay, now brace yourself. Funded accounts grew 210,000 month over month into October. Nice big jump up, similarly looking to May to June, where we saw quite the explosion of accounts. However, May to June was the acquisition of Bitstamp, bringing on 500,000 new accounts, right? So that was roughly about 100,000 new people organically month over month. This was all organic. We saw 210,000 month over month ads. Okay. Total platform assets went up 3% month over month, or 115% year over year. Net deposits was not as exciting, only up 20%. Okay, on an annualized growth rate, but still bringing on $5.6 billion of additional dollars. Cash actually decreased month over month. But brace yourself. Look at this. Equities ended up raising month over month by 34%, up 153% year over year. What? Options ended up growing from 219 million contracts traded last month to 267 million contracts traded. Look at this bar. This is month over month, not quarter over quarter, not year over year statistics. Month over month, up 22%. Nearly 70% increase year over year. Okay. Crypto. We ended up seeing 13.9 billion in the Robinhood app, and then an additional 18.6 billion on Bitstamp, a much, much lower rate, roughly 1/12 the take rate of what we see at Robinhood app. So the main focus is the lime green. The gray is all just, bonus. Okay. And then margin book up 19% month over month, 166% year over year. Guys, to put this into perspective, if I show you a chart that ends up looking at the total earnings across all of their major segments of transactional-based revenue, it's all options, okay? And options were by far the biggest step up for growth month over month and year over year. How much is this going to translate into November and December? Who knows, okay? If we see more of these red days, activity is definitely not going to keep up. If people are quickly thinking that this is going to be just a bounce, maybe there could be a V-shaped recovery here, and retail is actively buying the dip as they did back in April. Remember, retail actively bought the dip in April. They called Trump's tariff a sort of taco event, that it would not be as bad as what they initially put out. It was true. They called the right bet. However, this is just insanity. So I wanted to take a look from a perspective of what if October was the same as November and December. So looking at what year over year statistics might look like, Let's see. How can I make this as viewable as possible? Okay. If in fact, we do see, so for example, I took all this monthly statistics, added in October numbers, okay, and then multiplied it by 3. I know, complex strategy here, but that's the whole math. Assuming if they grow even more than what they did in October and we continue that growth rate, then I'm undershooting these targets. If October is specifically strong and that we are not going to see the same amount of activity, also there's a lot of trading days in October, then most likely we'll see a little bit less than these numbers. But immediately this puts up revenue of 1.45 billion, a year-over-year change of 43.5%, and a quarter-over-quarter change of 14.3%. The way that we derive to these numbers is transaction-based revenue coming in at $910 million, net interest revenue coming in at the exact same, surprisingly, $455 million, a lower take rate. So if we see the exact same take rate as what we did last quarter, it would actually be $480 million, but I do think that there will be some compression there. So it actually comes out surprisingly to the same number. And then other based revenue, this is not other transactional based revenue, but just other revenue in general, coming in at 90 million. If you guys think that there's going to be a slight increase, maybe it's 95 million, perfectly acceptable with both there. Okay. Another statistic, by the way, that was included in these numbers. So I'll show you guys how I derived at 400 million in options, 285 in cryptocurrency, and 125 in equity. But then we have other transactional based revenue, which is taking a step up from 72 million last quarter to 100 million this quarter. That was mainly due from a couple things, instant transfer, but then another comment that was made a few times during the earnings call for Robinhood, that Vlad Tenev said that the amount of prediction markets traded in the full term of Q3 was 2.3 billion options contracts traded. In October alone, they did 2.5 billion options contracts traded, more than what they did in the past 3 quarters. That alone, 2.5 billion contracts traded, 1 cent per contract, that's $25 million right there. Boom. Okay. If we assume that that continues out throughout the other 2 months, and that's without growth, by the way, that's $75 million. It does look like the prediction markets are not trading quite the exact same as the equity markets, and that we do not see a slowdown. It's really about the events that are happening in Q4, or sorry, this should say Q4, sorry, not Q3 guide. This is Q4 guide. But that we could end up seeing a larger tick up in prediction markets if there are more sporting events, which there is in Q4 versus Q3. So decently strong there. I did not predict, so we can erase this. These are just old numbers. I didn't predict anything along those lines, and I just wanted to take a look because it's so early, right? I'm just getting some of these numbers in now. Equity notional volume. All I did was take the October numbers, times them by 3, by 3, by 3, and by 3. Once we get November numbers, then I can just times them by 1.5 and fill in the gap for the remaining months. The take rate I assume to be flat. I assume the take rate for options to be flat, and I assume the take rate for crypto to be flat. I'm making no assumptions of take rate increases, even though crypto, for every single quarter, for many quarters, we have seen an increase in their take rate over time. Okay, going from all the way from 0.1% to 0.63%. I'm saying it stays flat, but the likelihood that that happens just is not going to be the case. So I'm being very conservative here. And then Bitstamp, I'm also just multiplying by 3, taking the same take rate of 0.04. And Bob's your uncle. So those are my only predictions for Robinhood right now. But still, that comes out to about 1.46 or 1.455 million dollars of total revenue, an increase of 44%. Huh? I think that's pretty exciting. I think if you guys are interested in Hood for an extremely long period of time, 121, if you were looking back whenever this stock was, $40 a share, obviously it looks expensive. Back looking at it, considering the fact that this stock was at $150 and we didn't get to see this explosive continued ramp of success going into Q4, I don't know. They have definitely captured the mind of millennials and Gen Z, and they've definitely been the premier place that people want to put their money to trade and invest. More for active traders. So it is quite interesting. I sold SoFi midday and bought Hood. Interesting. I think from the peak to now, Hood has definitely fallen a lot more than SoFi has. SoFi is still, $28.40. We were just above $32.70 yesterday. So, yeah. In other news, let's go a little bit more over to SoFi here, which we discovered this on the last live stream during the midday streams. Let me know if you guys like that. It seems like a lot of people very much like that time slot. So I might end up adjusting to doing more midday streams. But Tom Lee's Granny Shots ETF is buying SoFi. They originally disclosed this today, saying that their position is at $98 million. Currently, it holds as their largest position in their portfolio. Maybe this was also due to, I don't know. I don't know when they originally got in, but it still says that it's the highest weighting in their entire positions, even after the stock being down 11% today. But they do equal weight purchases, so I don't really understand how it could be the highest weight unless they bought during the dip and took advantage of this 11% haircut. But it's very nice. You need a before market stream, midday stream, and a market close stream. Yeah, that's I don't know if I should just cancel the stream. Yeah, just do 24/7. Just have it running. Sold my Bitcoin and bought SoFi. Do you guys know I sold a stock and bought a new one? I ended up selling. Well, I didn't sell it completely. I actually trimmed just a very small amount. But I ended up trimming NVIDIA and I bought Nebius today. I know. Yeah, I did trim a little bit of NVIDIA. I'm staying in the exact same sector. I only trimmed a very small amount and took advantage of a massive change in price after a phenomenal quarter. So I still am, the position that I've changed in my NVIDIA has not changed by much. And I'm starting a position in Nebius. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. Nebius or CoreWeave? Well, clearly I've picked Nebius, but I think they'll both do fine. Yo from Sweden. The Schoolboy G. I only know the Schoolboy Q. Your Nubank Live got taken down? What? What are you referring to? What? Where'd my Nubank stream go? What the? It's literally not on. Give me 1 second. I gotta check my email. Or no. We're live. But YouTube's been acting all sorts of ways lately. Anyway, so speaking of Nubank, really quick. Okay, so just to recap, if you guys didn't see the Nubank live stream, I hope it's up again soon here in a second. But they had a phenomenal earnings call. They beat across the board from every single metric. The company grew. They grew in Mexico faster than they grew in Brazil. Activity rates climbed. Activity rates in Brazil hit another high, 85%. Crazy. So, obviously, there's some hesitations with Nubank. It's not a U.S. company. $75 billion market cap. It's crazy how far we've come. But yeah, Nubank's going to be a great position, and I continue to hold for the long term. I foresee this being one of the largest financial institutions, in the entire world, let alone just in LATAM. What I think is also interesting is they're going to be entering the United States market. I wonder if that is going to allow for U.S. investors to get much more tied to the business if they're a fully regulated U.S. chartered bank that could actually allow for multiple expansion. So might have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, growth, margins, everything looked better, all went up. SoFi or new, I don't have to pick. They're both great. They're both in my portfolio. My SoFi position's like double my Nubank position, which is actually crazy because there was a time, just because of the way that it had gone, I was acquiring so much new. I started at $4 and I was acquiring a lot around like $6 and $7. And then as it continued to run up and run up and run up, my position in Nubank actually surpassed my SoFi position because SoFi wasn't moving, right? Now, SoFi has skyrocketed and Nubank has sort of stayed in this, teens range for a bit. So SoFi is like double my Nubank position, but they've kind of gone like this in periods. But my actual book value in SoFi is much higher. I've put a lot more money into SoFi. Yeah, my first buy was 381 or something like that. And there's videos you can go all the way back. I think it's something like the video is called like Warren Buffett's favorite LATAM bank or something like this. Don't let him lie to you, y'all. He knows SoFi's better. I mean, it's just a matter of looking at the growth for LATAM, or like just looking at their, like they started in the exact same year. Actually, if you want to be very technical, Nubank actually started after SoFi, and they have 127 million users. Like, it's insane how, like, I wouldn't downplay the success of Nubank. They are ran by what I would honestly consider a top 5 CEO of all time. He doesn't miss. He doesn't make mistakes. Actually, the times that Nubank has gone to, have really hard times, which actually made them get cut from $10 down to $3 to allow me to actually start building a decent position in the company. The CEO completely cut off his compensation. He donated his, that's a couple things. So one, he was collecting stock-based compensation and then giving away that stock-based compensation to charity. And then whenever the company was doing very bad, he canceled his founder shares to give it back to the company. So then shareholders weren't mad. I mean, we're talking about just all in for the business. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about David Velez. The guy is insane in a good way. Insane in a good way. Sorry, I use the word insane too much to mean amazing or awesome or something like this. What about figure earnings? I didn't even take a look. Was that today? I think that was today, wasn't it? Figure is up 8%. We can take a quick look at that. George, thanks for being a member for 29 months. Stay calm, execute your trading plans, don't use leverage, and watch more Tanner's content. Thanks, George. Appreciate that. But 100%. Long-term focus, very, very important. Tanner, glad to see Tom Lee bought $98 million of SoFi for the Granny Shots ETF. I know. Hopefully we can get him on the channel now. That would be nice, eh? Tom, this message goes out to you. I actually ended up showing off a DM. I DM'd Tom Lee back in August to suggest that he buy SoFi. I don't think I had any part in his full-on research team at Fundstrat in buying SoFi, but I did lay out my case for why he should buy it. Here, let me go. I don't know why or what happened to X's messaging thing. They're trying to do like half of its unencrypted messages, half of its encrypted messages. It doesn't talk to my desktop versus my mobile app. They've just ruined it. Okay, let me go ahead and read this. And this is me messaging him. So you guys can pause and read, or I can read for you. I wanted to reach out with a quick question. Have you looked into SoFi following their most recent quarter? From my perspective, they seem to be at an inflection point with strong institutional demand for their loans, which is fueling their ability to advertise aggressively for high-quality customers while steadily improving margins over time. Would love to hear your thoughts if you're taking a look. I know you are bullish on tech and financials right now. SoFi is heavily invested in AI. In crypto right now, seems like a name that would fit perfectly into the Granny Shots ETF. Boom! Absolutely did not do that based on what I said. Like I said, but I was right. It did fit into his ETF. And yeah, he did leave me on read. He didn't care to message me back. What if he added you because of your pitch? I don't think he has. I don't think he's following me. I know a bunch of people from the Fundstrat team is following me, but he is not following me. No. Okay. Yeah, TLDR, but SoFi, Tom. No, but like you're doing Robinhood, and he had PayPal at one point. Like he does like a lot of these fintech names, and like you put PayPal up against SoFi. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, I'll send him a question mark. You know what? I will follow up. Happy to see SoFi was included. I don't know. Maybe I should think about this harder before I click send. Okay. There we go. Oof, don't double text. They're months and months apart. One was from August. What are you guys talking about? Okay. I don't know. These are all like Gen Alpha. Oh my gosh, you just got put on read twice in a row. Like catch a hit and Tom Lee doesn't want to date you anymore. Something like this. No. I just said, hey, thanks for. So embarrassing. What are you guys talking? Stalker. You guys need help. Okay. Mute yourself and blow your nose. Is there something there? Or is it my voice? Or have I been sniffing? Maybe I've been sniffing. I just did. If I do it again, I'll blow my nose. Tanner's a craze fan. I do really like Tom Lee. I mean, that's for sure. Let me see if he's messaged me back. He hasn't. Okay, I'll check again in 2 minutes. So essentially why the market ended up going down a little bit is this back and forth between what is the most likely outcome for rates. Are we easing by 25 basis points? Are we not going to cut at all? 50-50. And it's been going back and forth all day. So, do you follow Hims? I saw their labs video today, which looked phenomenal. I mean, for someone like me, I would use that I would be on a constant subscription to get health updates because here in Canada, it's like just going in to get that from your doctor or something is just terrible. Like I just had bad experiences. So I would love a cheap little home kit to tell me all of my biomarkers. That would be amazing. But I don't think it's available in Canada. It's specifically, they're designing it for America to start. Maybe one day. If it ends up coming to Canada, you'll know I'm on a yearly subscription. I knew you were a health freak. I'm not a health freak. I just want to know whether I'm dying. Is that a health freak? Nothing is available in Canada. That's true. Do you think that resonates with the younger population in general? Are you considering me the younger population? Maybe. There's definitely a cohort of people that do care. Not dying as a service. If that was a service, NDAS, everyone would buy it. You're always dying? That's not true. After 25, you're always dying. But until 25, you're still growing. After 25, you actively die. But before that, Tanner takes IV vitamin drip like Joe Rogan. No, I said I take liquid IV. It's a powdered drink. I don't actually take intravenous vitamins. Okay. Let's see. All downhill after 25. Yeah. No, guys, I feel it. Trust me. And I'm sure everyone older than 28 is like, he doesn't feel it. I get it, but I still feel like I feel it. If that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see. Let's check on what Tom Lee said. We're still on read for now. But until then, we'll just look at his tweets. So this, he ended up saying truth to this other comment here, and I'll just read this out. Equity and crypto got clobbered today. Keep in mind, Ethereum is in a super cycle, meaning the best days are ahead. Price of Ethereum is a discount to the future. Thus, ETH's price will be hyper volatile. Keep stacking ETH. What do we think? I know some people see that the price of BM&R has gone down over the last couple weeks, and then that is correlating somehow to it's all a scam. Cash App, for example, just allowed 58 million customers to pay via stablecoin, and that's not normal for them. They don't usually do that. That's on USDC as well, and they've been, very much not supporting the other crypto acts. The only thing that they've been supporting is Bitcoin and the Lightning network of Bitcoin for payments. So this is very, very new to them, right? They're sort of embracing crypto as a whole. Doesn't that add even more institutions and more customers that have a reason to start using more of these tools? To me, I think it's a great first sign. I think the thing that is the best sort of product for crypto is the ones where you don't even really know you're using it. For example, SoFi probably has one of the best qualities of that right now. You want to send someone to someone else? Great. What's their email address? All right, we'll send it to them. How much is that going to cost you? Oh, it's going to cost you, 10 cents to send this, I don't know, $200 or whatever. Great. That's the best way that crypto should be done. You're not telling people, hey, what's your wallet address? And can you perfectly tell us by copying, this 35-digit address over, and if you mess up one letter, it's gone forever and there's zero recovery? No one wants to do that. People just want to send payment, know that it arrived, and then offer them the fastest, most secure, and cheapest way to do so. That's how you do crypto. That's how SoFi's doing it. All right. I won't say the words that you said, but people are silly if they do not think that AI is a thing. It's going to revolutionize all sectors, especially including our healthcare industry. Come on, it's a no-brainer. It's for the long haul. I think people do believe that. I just think that people believe that it might be for the very long haul, and there might be a little bit of like maybe we've gotten through 95% of the way there, but that additional 5% that yields all the utility is what's going to take the additional 10 years. And that's what I think people are worried about. It's not even that in the dot-com bubble, people really called the internet a fad. It's just that none of the applications were ready for the internet era, right? So just taking longer than what people would think, and that there's maybe a little irrational exuberance for things to happen today. I personally am still betting as heavily as ever that AI is going to be sooner rather than later. And almost like Tesla in a way, in how people are betting on Tesla with extreme valuation, is that the day that robotaxi does turn on for all vehicles, or the day that the robots start getting released, they're playing catch up on the valuation cannot happen. It would already be too late. So, yeah. All right. Boys, lost lots of money today. It's true. I'm not denying that. That's definitely true. But it's about the long term. Stay calm. I wouldn't freak out and sell all of your stocks unless you really do not believe in the companies that you're investing in. If you're investing in crap and you think that you honestly do own crap and you're caught with your pants down because you had leverage on these terrible companies that don't even have business models just yet, I mean, maybe this is a sign to realize that you were overexposed to sectors that honestly for like quantum and stuff are science experiments right now. Sorry, but yeah. That said, if you buy great companies, I personally, if I don't need the money, I'm not going to sell out of those companies because I don't want to give my compounding over the next future years to somebody else. If I sell now, I'm giving somebody a great dip purchase, But yeah. No one loses until you sell. Well, some people have been playing with a little bit of additional leverage, expiries on the way that they're playing their positions. And so some people are forced to sell. How many positions you got? 18. I think I'm at 8. I'm at 16 or 18. I can check. Let me see here. I'm at 18. But I won't be at 18 forever. I got to trim back down to 14. But I've just been playing with a lot of these tiny little trades. So I've quickly added Meta, Reddit, Nebius, Axon. There's been a couple of these plays that I've just added onto the portfolio. 18, how do you follow so many companies? Well, I follow a lot more than 18 companies, but I also do it full time. Am I doing as good of research on 18 of those names as I am on a few of those names? No. I mean, like, there are some names, like even Shopify to some degree. There's no work left for me to do on Shopify. I know the business. Whenever I see huge updates, I'll relook quarterly numbers. I take a look, relook at the valuation, make sure nothing's falling apart. But aside from that, Shopify. I'm looking at, e-commerce in general and advertising in general, these sort of things. So until something's falling apart, it's business as usual. I'm all shares, baby. All shares. I don't play with options. I only sell options. Dude, I saw Josh's portfolio. He had a $1 million loss today just on his SoFi position. It's got to suck, eh? I mean, it feels good on the way up as he's made, millions and millions of dollars. But hey, if you have an exposure to make $1 million in a day, you can lose $1 million in a day. And guess what Josh probably did? I don't know if he's here or not. He probably didn't panic or sell a single share. Calm as can be. That's what you got to be. Which companies that is not already one of your core holdings are you most excited to research? Ooh. I don't know. I've been wanting to and have been listening to some of the Zeta calls. Maybe that name. Not sure. Prison Mike, I think, is the photo that you have there. Yeah. Don't say Duolingo. I didn't say Duolingo, dude. Relax. ASTS? No. Zeta is so good. I mean, it's looking good so far. Tanner, how come you don't have payment plans for your class? Not that rich yet. What does that mean? What does that mean? Adyen? I honestly, that's one of those companies that I would buy and you wouldn't have to research all that much. Just let it do its thing. Phenomenal 10 out of 10 business. But with that, you also get a phenomenal 10 out of 10 multiple. It's a very expensive name. How many sectors are in your portfolio? Let me see. I mean, it would be interesting. Like traditional sectors, probably a few. But honestly, the way that I look at it, I kind of play in two Venn diagrams that overlap a lot. And that's just artificial intelligence names and financial names. And then somewhere in the middle of that is a lot of commerce, but that falls under some sort of financial and tech space. Yeah, I don't consumer discretionary, I have one name in, I guess, through Shark Ninja at a very, very tiny position. But I like payments. I'm looking at my portfolio. I've got so much payments, so much information technology. Yeah, I don't know. Semiconductor names. No, Kamala does love Venn diagrams. Boy, oh boy, does she love those Venn diagrams, just the way those bubbles overlap. That's a funny video. Oh man, we should get together and just have a nice video stream one time. Thoughts on Circle? I just don't know how they sort of compete with big banks and other crypto names. Obviously, they have some economies of scale, but how's that scale going to compete against the likes of like a JP Morgan, for example, if they end up creating their own stablecoin? Wish I could buy Valve Corp. I don't. What have they even been up to? What's Valve been up to? Didn't they come out with something that said that they're not going to support artificial intelligence in games and stuff? Yeah, the video game. Yeah, Gaben. They have a Valve PC. They're making a new console. Well, I know that they made like a handheld device that was okay. Yeah. I'm not opening my trading accounts for a while. I saw it yesterday. That was enough. Diana, I mean, it's not if you like the positions that you're holding right now, it's not a bad idea to just, if you can afford it, to just walk away. It's all right. Long-term portfolio, step away. You need to open it to buy. There should be like widgets, like buy widgets on your phone. You don't look at your portfolio; it just says how much cash you have. You could just make purchases. Yeah, I haven't looked too much at the gaming industry lately, but is gaming going up as a whole, especially PC gaming, or has it been kind of like flat? Because my understanding is like I read an article back maybe, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago that said like things like esports were just dead. Like there's like not a lot of esports demand. And then obviously I'm sure specific games are doing very well still, but it's about growth rate. Gaming's in decline since the pandemic ended. I mean, that makes sense. Tanner, Tencent increased international gaming revenues. What games are Tencent involved with right now? Because I always have to be careful, like whenever reading some of those, like C Limited, it's like, okay, you have Free Fire, but that's not here. Yeah, well, okay, Marvel Rivals I heard was a good one, but that's more like new title releases that are doing very well. Does Steam take a percentage of microtransactions that also happen? Because isn't Marvel Rivals a free game, but they have like skins and stuff similar to like CS:GO or something like that? Tencent has Valorant. Okay, well then that's all of Riot then, right? They have like League and okay. It's a private company anyway, but I'm interested a little bit. Like it would be interesting to know. Pay to play or subscription games with in-game currency is where the big money is in gaming? Or subscription games? Like which ones? Add to VRT. JS, really quick. The community portfolio, I'll put it in because you didn't know. But the community portfolio is now $20, so I don't get a rampant amount of things to do each day. And then what was so funny is B-Dubs ended up donating. He said, hey, buy PaySafe. And it was under a $1 billion market cap. So I didn't put it into the portfolio because I don't want to. We're not given extra, what do you call it? Like exemptions of the rules for B-Dubs, okay? But I guess they had earnings today and it went down like 27%. He emailed me. He was like, man, I'm so sorry that the, this $20 donation is down 27%. I was like, dude, I bought SoFi with it anyway. And you can see that. It was from, like, it's in the link. You could see on November 4th, we bought SoFi with it. Too funny. Gaming will keep killing it. No, I'm sure it will. I just, like, if Steam was a private or a public company, would you even like involve yourself in it? I mean, not all companies that are growing over time are good businesses. There are good stocks. Like PayPal is a growing business, but growth comes at all different scales and valuations. I don't think Steam would even be a company that you guys would want to involve yourself in if it was public. Look at Unity. If you're a big gamer, you probably think Unity, if it was a private company, you'd probably think is like one of the best companies around. It's crashed. The software and the people who are still using Unity are not seeing that crash. They still think of it as a great product and they're using it and they're happy. But stocks don't have to correlate with the the performance of the actual product. So, yeah. Steam is basically a monopoly. Well, didn't Epic create quite the product because they were like giving away free games and stuff? I thought Epic actually made in Fortnite and stuff. They actually, sort of took on that monopoly pretty well, didn't they? Did they not? And then all Steam needs to do is make a couple more of these changes where they say AI cannot be made in games or in game code. Like, people will change. Take-Two is the best gaming stock, to be honest. Maybe. I think GTA 5 is going to make billions of dollars. But, yeah. Gonna have to wait till November 15th, 17th, something like that. Pushed it out 6 months. GTA 6. Sorry. Did I say GTA 5? I was thinking ahead. I was going to say GTA 6 did very well, clearly. Or sorry, GTA 6 is going to do very well because clearly GTA 5 has done phenomenally. See, this is too emotional. It's too emotional. There's not a chance their numbers are doing well right now. I can't imagine. What do you think? Steam's growing at 30% compounded annual growth rates? Like, what are we talking about? They're probably growing at like single-digit growth rates year over year. And it's fine. It's probably a great business for Gaben. But for real, they're like, I can't see it. Chime only went down 6%, still bullish. Oh, yeah, I'm still holding. I don't know if it'll be a long-term hold for me for Chime. And I could probably see myself, like, if there's names that sell off exceptionally, what am I trying to say here? If SoFi goes down to 25 or sub $25 and Chime still stays around $18, I'm getting rid of Chime and just buying more of SoFi. I'll stay in the same sector. I've got a pretty good sector mix in my portfolio. At least I like it. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on SoFi? SoFi would love a rate cut. So they're going to take a big hit on the stock price if they don't see a rate cut. But without a rate cut, they are still going to do exceptionally well. Will you ever show your portfolio? If no, why not? Well, I had created a masterclass to show off all the things that I talk about here across, hundreds of streams. By the way, it's my 482nd Big Tech Frenzy. Isn't that quite interesting? And I talk about all the different rules and stuff like this that I sort of follow along. But for a condensed version, for the people that supported the channel early on, I said that I would give them full lifetime access to my portfolio and all my updates and all my purchases before I tell anyone else. And along with all my spreadsheets and everything. Okay, sales over. But if I was to publicize that, I just feel like the people that gave me money or something like this, I'm just not honoring the fact that I would, give them exclusivity. So I'm just sort of supporting the people that supported me early on. Yeah. And by the way, I've stuck to that. Like, whenever I came out with the spreadsheet design thing as well, I just gave them all it for free because I was like, okay, well, they expected this to be for a lifetime. So if I ever do any more of those types of products, I'm just going to give it to them for free. You're a modern day David Velez. It's not even remotely true. Like to some degree, I'm extremely laid back and calm with my investing, and David's like a hyper performative or hyper effective person. I really think he is the shoulder of giants, like unbelievable. Link to the masterclass. It's at futureinvesting.pro. Down below, you can see it in the link. Why no Microsoft? You know what? Microsoft puts up amazing numbers. I really like them. I really like what they're doing, especially with Azure. However, part of it is a little bit of an emotional decision. I use I use Windows, but anytime I can ever switch away from a Microsoft product, I always do. I don't use them for, Teams or Excel or any of their, business products. I use Google for Google Workspace, for my professional email, for my Google Sheets. Like, anytime I can replace Microsoft with a standalone business or a Google product, I always do, because I always find I have a better experience. I'm surprised more people haven't done that, but yeah. I use one, I don't know what it is. I've gotten caught up in the Instagram Reels. I've tried using YouTube Shorts. I've tried using TikTok. Nothing even compares to the algorithm on Instagram. It is the funniest, best, like, the algorithm is 10x better than everything else. So I do use Instagram Reels from time to time. And I use Messenger and WhatsApp. I don't use Facebook. Excel is greater than Google Sheets. That's because you're a nerd, okay? Google Sheets is just easier and more friendly to use. If you're talking about the more like high-end tools and stuff like this, obviously, yeah, Excel is where it's at. But Google Sheets is awesome. And also, sorry, what I'm not including is Google Sheets for collaboration and sharing. 1,000% better than Excel. Excel sharing spreadsheets on Excel is a nightmare. A nightmare. I don't know if it's gotten better, but a few years ago, whenever I decided to make the switch, it was unbelievably easy to share and collaborate on sheets than anything or than Excel. You know what I'm looking forward to is there's a lot of tools. I actually saw someone else say this. This is not even my idea, but it is true. There's been a lot of coding agents and like Cursor or Claude Code or Codex or a lot of these things. When are we going to start seeing these tools for spreadsheets? There's not a lot of agents right now that work well with spreadsheets at all. They're trying to do it, but there's really not a good co-pilot that's built into Sheets. But you should be able to vibe code a spreadsheet 1,000%. People like Carp downplay how much of the world runs on spreadsheets. I mean, it is one of the most powerful tools in the world. Like, you can't compete with it. There's nothing better. Like, that's why you don't see any advancements in spreadsheets or any of these things. It's just a solved product. But now we have tools that you can talk with natural language. I should be able to build spreadsheets with that. Sheets isn't great for macros. It's true. They're trying to work on it, though. AI is in Sheets. This is like saying Microsoft has Copilot. I'm aware that it exists. It's absolute dog crap. It's terrible. I'm talking about a really good product, not these, sort of like, we're trying. No, I don't want that. Okay. I would pay so much for Google Sheets Copilot. Yeah, a good one. This is a really good point too. This is why I like Google so much. The same Gemini tool that they're building is going to work across all of their products. Okay. I'll be able to work seamlessly with, even to some degree, Sheets and Google Docs, and then my email, and then even to YouTube. I don't know. I'm quite excited. Piyush, market green tomorrow equals bull trap / dead cat bounce. I don't think so. I remain relatively bullish on the U.S. markets. I don't think that. I think people want a market crash way more because they have a ton of cash, or they didn't buy on the way up, so now they're going to. And by the way, if you didn't catch it on the way up, or I shouldn't say this, there'll be some winners, obviously, but everyone's always calling for a market crash on the way up, and then they say they're going to buy in the second it starts dipping. But then once it starts dipping, they always want more. So a lot of people will be left out of the next leg up, and that, who knows, that could be this week. I think people are overly getting worried about artificial intelligence, and I'm just not. I see amazing products. I see amazing efficiencies across every single sector, and we're still very early there. I don't know. It's only going to get even more intense with Vera Rubin comes out, and the total cost of ownership to enable the same products that we have today is going to fall down dramatically. But that's not what you're going to see. You're then going to see companies end up coming out with, products that are even better. It's what always happens. So we keeping SoFi. I'm keeping SoFi. You do what you want. I'm seeing comments. I don't know if there's something in my nose. I'm seeing like a nose or booger comment every like 10 comments. So I'm going to blow my nose. I apologize if I'm sniffing and not realizing it. But one sec. Absolute liars. There was nothing. Okay. You can sniff all you want, my guy. Thanks. I'm imagining someone blowing their nose. There you go. Um. wow, wow, he's a regular person that blows his nose. Okay. I got Tom lead. What does that mean? Did he message me? He didn't message me. Tom, I'm here. I'll have to email him or something. Or maybe I can email his team. I'll try to get him on. Guys, if we get him on, whew, that'll be interesting. Dookie, do you know Tom Lee? Can you hook me up? He has fled, yeah. Well, we'll do a Zoom call. I don't need to see him in person. Tan the Man, any thoughts on Shift 4 smashing the buyback button these past few days? I don't know if they have been. Let's see. But they do have $1 billion of authorized payments to be or buybacks to be making. So, I mean, they definitely could be. We're above 70. I haven't even seen this move. That's phenomenal. That could definitely be them buying. Every time SoFi hits new highs, it seems to drop hard. Yeah, this time was not just SoFi specific news. This was macro specific. People do worry about rate cuts for SoFi. Still to this day, it is a lot of institutions are playing SoFi as a macro play. My brother's SoFi is expensive for what it is. We're fine. I don't know if you meant to say inexpensive or, but that, I don't know if that makes sense. That sounds like we're not fine. Nor do I agree with you that it's expensive. Tanner, which is more volatile, Tesla or SoFi? Definitely Tesla. I think people overreact to SoFi's price. It's not like we're even getting cut in half anymore. We're going from 28, sometimes touching 26, then back to 32. I don't even think that's that bad. Okay. According to Amit, a big investor made a purchase of Shift 4. I didn't end up seeing anything, nor have I. Yeah, I haven't seen any like 13F or something about Shift 4, but it could definitely be the case. David Tepper. I think David Tepper might have purchased more Shift 4. Let's see. Does he have Shift 4 in here? I don't see it. No, he does not have Shift 4. Never mind. I don't know. There's been a lot of 13F releases, so maybe there's been some changes, but I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. Okay. Thinking about all the short-term capital gains I'm going to have to pay. Michael Burry used to own it. That's true. That is true. That's so funny. That's really funny. He shut down, eh? Yeah, it was New or Chime or something else as well. Okay. No, I don't really purchase these companies based on what other people say about them. I mean, like, I just personally like those names. I think that their financials are good. I think the business models are strong. I honestly, the way that Shift 4's price action is working right now is I think that they're going to be a massive buyout target. That's really what I think is going to happen now. some large company with could even be PayPal. I mean, honestly, should buy up Shift4 at these prices. Who knows? But yeah, let's see what else was on the docket. Robinhood and GoPuff. Seems like GoPuff is going to be the company that is helping with their cash deliveries. $3 in order to do these cash deliveries. I think it's cool. I don't know why or how often I would ever need cash. Just personally, I don't even carry cash anymore. And I get caught with a problem once every 10 months, maybe every year. Like, so maybe in that case, I would spend $3 to have some cash delivered to me whenever I'm going to a wedding. I have no need for cash. I'm not going to many, craft markets. Most people take card now. YouTube Premium is such a no-brainer, such a good value. Well, it's not even like I run mid-roll ads anyway, but I also do like YouTube Premium. And if you're a Google shareholder, especially a large one, help your stock out. Give them a little extra money per month. The last minted penny was made today. Cool. Okay. I can't read out some of these comments. You guys are terrible. What do you think about the Pixel phones? I think they're awesome. I love Pixel phones. I actually ended up buying, so I am an Android guy, but I bought a Samsung recently and I've regretted it since. The second that, I dropped this phone, I drop it all the time, but I'm not running a case. I mean, when this thing breaks, I'll change it. And I'll definitely be getting a Pixel next. Maybe what are we on? Pixel 10? What are we on? But I'll switch to the Pixel for sure. No, I am not a phone case guy. Heck no. If they want a phone to look a certain way, they'll build it that certain way. You know what I hate more than phone cases? Screen protectors. I don't understand screen protectors at all. So instead, you go, okay, well, I want a nice clean screen. So on top, I'm going to put this plastic film, which sucks to touch and makes the phone bulkier and just overall is terrible. And then it's going to get filled with scratches, and then I'm never going to peel it off and change it. So all you're doing to protect your screen is putting over a thing that's still covered in scratches, and then you're looking through this plastic crappy layer of scratches to protect your phone screen. What are we talking about? Dumb. Glass screen protector. No, there is a glass screen protector. It's the screen, man. Okay. Glass screen. A glass screen protector is just whenever this screen breaks, I'll just get a glass screen replacement. Who are you ranting at? I think I'm ranting at my girlfriend. Honestly, I'm taking out marital problems on this live stream right now. Freaking iPhone with this screen that just gets busted up. I'm like, no. This is new Gorilla Glass. It's going to be perfectly fine. The iPhone's just smashing every time she drops it 2 feet. This thing, I have like football spiked into the ground. Nothing breaks. Phones are indestructible these days. Like, I've gone through every generation of phone, right? From, well, not every generation. There's people older than, but like I had the Motorola flips and the razors and, all that stuff, to BlackBerry, to early iPhone, to like I had the Google Nexus first. I had the Nexus 5 into the first generation of Pixels. All of them, like you'd hear that shattering glass sound. You go, oh my gosh, I have to go get a new phone. Now I hear this unbelievable, like I've spiked this thing onto concrete or something, and then I pick it up and I'm like, oh no, it's absolutely perfect. And there's not even a single, there might be little tiny, they're perfect now. And it's only getting better. And then people are like, no, you need an OtterBox. You need this thing that's so ugly and doubles the width of your phone. Literally, I'll have this phone for 4 years, zero case. They're like, and then you guys are going, Tanner, you never leave your house. Whatever. Okay? I don't have a single carpeted floor in this house. It's all hardwood. Or tile. Ugh. Wait until you have kids. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Wait until you have kids. You think they're dropping their phone or dropping my phone? I'm taller than them. The subtle flex. Do you think my lack of carpet's a subtle flex? I didn't build the house. Try marble floors. They break phones pretty easy. It's my first home. Okay. That's a subtle flex. Try marble floors. I don't have it like that. You don't know phones. You don't have kids. Did you see any Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights yesterday? I've never seen it in my life. I know you guys think like I live amongst the igloos, but I'm not that north. I have not seen ever. Throw your phone right now. Nothing. It's perfectly fine. Nope. Okay, well that landed on the dog bed, but it's perfectly fine. It honestly, you can do whatever you want to these things. Okay. I'm in Wisconsin and I've seen the Aurora Borealis. Yeah, but I never know. I don't have like those apps that tell you when the sky is going to be purple or whatever. You know? I get the stock news. I wake up, my phone is filled with, hey, your stock's down 5%. It's just red. And then I go, okay, great. I'll get up, have a shower. I never check like when the sky, I probably don't even have a weather app on my phone. Why would I need to? The weather inside my house is the same every day. Do you leave your house? I think I might have just answered that. Tanner hasn't seen the sun in 4 years. I make jokes about how much I don't. Obviously, I go to. You know what's so funny? I had a conversation with Steven Fiorillo the other day, and I was talking about how some of the products that Amazon puts out is better than Costco because they have actual good delivery and stuff like this. And some guy was like, Tanner, you don't understand. Like Costco actually has a lot of really good features. You just never go there because you don't leave your house. I'm like, dude, I go to Costco all the time. I actually use Costco more than I use Amazon. But there's some things you can't get at Costco. I've got the full credit card in there. I like Costco. I was about to show you guys my credit card. I'm not going to do that. But well, I guess I could show you the front. But it's not going to look like the same one that you guys have at the American one, but that's the Canadian one. Text me your credit card number. But what's it called? Yeah, I like Costco, but the growth and the margins and the multiple that you have to pay for that business do not align. Costco is a very, very expensive name. I don't care how great the products are. Quality companies don't make quality stocks. And I'm not saying that it's not a quality stock. It is. But like 50+% PE ratios. I'm going to pick my phone up off the ground. Oh, guys, you're not going to believe this. I'm kidding. It's fine. He's only doing this because he wants a pixel. Poor risk management, no phone case. No, I'm using all the money I saved on a phone case to go buy SoFi stock. How many SoFi shares is in OtterBox? That's how you should be thinking about it. Anyone see the ban on THC products? What's this for? Two? Yeah, there you go. There you go. You could have 2 more shares. Congressional hemp restrictions threatening $28 billion industry, sending companies scrambling. All right. Yeah, I also thought OtterBoxes were like $100 these days. What do you think about PayPal debit card launch in UK with the loyalty program? I only read it for a little bit. They have some point system. For every $10, you get 1 point, and then 1 point gets you what again? I don't follow PayPal as closely as I used to, that's for sure. PayPal delivers a unified payment experience for customers online and in stores. For all new PayPal Plus free loyalty program available to nearly 30 million customers. First, PayPal debit and credit cards help UK customers earn more points and rewards. Let's see what these. PayPal's first ever loyalty program is available to British customers today before anyone else in the world. Customers can sign up to PayPal Plus for free in the PayPal app and start earning points on both online and in-store purchases. Points can be redeemed almost any time a customer pays with PayPal balance with their preferred card or buy now, pay later. 1,000 points is equal to $10. Okay, so it's just, but what's the actual cash back to the point system? Earn. Okay, so you get a point per dollar and then $1. Yeah, so it's 1% cash back. All right. I like that. 1% if you use their debit card. Yeah, yeah. Cool. PayPal keeps sending me emails about their cards. Yeah, they sent me a thing saying, because I do some amount of business with PayPal, so they sent me an email the other day saying that buy now, pay later is now available in Canada. Are you buying Nebius? I did today. Just in the morning. I haven't purchased another. I've got no cash. I mean, if we go red, you guys don't even need to look at the portfolio. I mean, you guys are already going to be able to tell what that means for my holdings here. I mean, I'm gonna have to trim to buy new things. So I did end up trimming Nvidia to buy Nebius, but yeah. Just use margin. Yeah. It's hey, you need cash? The bank's got it. So true. I didn't think about it that way. Ooh, I should Devin Ryan ended up meeting with the CFO, the new CEO of Robinhood. I'll have to read through that, as well as giving some updates on Circle. Honestly, he's one of the best in the business. Devin Ryan's the GOAT. I'm in like 60% cash. When are we buying the dip? I don't know. Jacob. I do not know. Tanner, one of the original reasons I went in on PayPal, once you go back in, it will have an impact, was only down 2.5. What does this mean? One of the original reasons I went in on PayPal. Once you go back in, it will have an impact. Me buying PayPal is not going to affect the company at all, if that's what you're stating. They it's a $61 billion business. I checked today, their shareholder yield is like 11%. It's so freaking high. I don't know if I'm pretty bullish on payments versus many people. I don't think PayPal is going out of business. They are honestly doing very I got to be careful with my words. It can't go down forever, especially with a 10% buyback yield. There's no way that the market share that they are losing, which is even up for debate, is losing at a 10% yield, or like they're losing that market share that fast. So eventually they will buy back. They'll make the company private. It's absolutely insane. Here, let me draw this up to what it was in the last year or so. That is just crazy. Let's see what else here. Revenue grew at 7.25%, bringing in $8.4 billion. At an 18% operating margin, 46% gross profit. Yeah. I don't know. What's free cash flow? $1.7 billion of free cash flow. Yeah. And do they have a dividend now, or what does that look like? When does that start? Can I see actually what this looks like? Wow, this has gotten really good. I remember a big issue with stock-based compensation for PayPal is that it was actually pretty high. 6%, and that's gone all the way down to 3%, $257 million spent on stock-based compensation. The problem is about stocks as well. I like too many companies. Kathy bought more BM&R. Evan, well, actually, you already know this because you tweeted at me. Tom Lee bought SoFi. Do you think that means I get a Tom Lee interview now? When does this happen? I'm curious if he's been talking with Noto. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I just told you. Also, you don't answer your texts. I text you, you don't reply. That's not a friendship. Do the Jets beat the Pats? Is the Pats the Patriots? I want to say no. If Pats means Patriots, then no. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to this channel, I know absolutely zero um, about sports and do not follow that. That's just between me and Evan. Hey, Tanner, do you have a position in CoreWeave? No, I do not. So basically anything outdoors you don't know. Yeah, I mean, no, I like running. I run outside. I try to do that, a few times a week, especially in the winter. I love winter running. Body stays nice and cool. You can focus on your breathing. Run away from the sun. You can't run in snow. You absolutely can run in snow. And where I'm running, it's not like I'm like going through massive hills of snow. It's sidewalks and stuff, and they're plowed. Okay. Tanner, where are you? Where in Canada? I'm in Toronto, Ontario. PayPal is the Bo Nickel of stocks. I know who Bo Nickel is, and I don't even get that. Uh, Tell the person who DM'd you that they're okay. Evan, I just want to hear how you're doing, you know? Just tell me, are you doing okay? What's up? I own my house. I'm not super well, actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that to myself. I was going to say where I was in Toronto. I'm not going to say that though. Your Blue Jays lost. I know, I watched it. That sucked. I bought the dip on new. What dip on new? What have you done income wise? What does that mean? Like my previous jobs? Tanner, would you ever move to the US? If I had the opportunity to now, I would. But you guys have sort of a policy. You don't really like that. Especially the administration right now is not a fan of that. Me just walking in. Is there a flash crash? Should we be watching markets right now? I'm not seeing it. Is this in a specific stock? I'm not seeing it. Okay. Let's see. I stayed near Jane and Finch when I was here. Pretty sketchy place. Yeah, I mean, that is like the sketchy place. I stayed near this sketchy place. That's a pretty sketchy place you guys have there. There's bad places in New York or California or, pretty much every major city. Yeah. You just apply. Oh, is that what Trump is saying, that's how you do it? You just send in the paperwork, you're approved a couple of months later. That's why he's charging $5 million for citizenship, because it's just a piece of paperwork that you just apply for. You should see the way Canadians here talk about getting into America. It's like, well, I'm going to get my girlfriend pregnant, and then 7 months in, we're going to go down there, and then we're going to hide, and then once we have that baby, then we're going to custody that. Like you just apply is the craziest sentence. I'm going to start a family so I can get citizenship. That's what I hear. Amit can't get pregnant. Chill. Dude, there's like 100. That was an exaggeration. I don't know if I've ever done there's like 5 comments in that last second that said, Amit and you should get married. Amit will adopt you. What do you guys... Wait, is Amit's YouTube and LLC? If so, he could hire you. You pay $100K for an H-1B visa. Isn't that crazy? Trump's even making it harder. I don't know if you could call me high skill, though. No, you know what? I was talking with Vlad Tenev, and we were talking. He's like, so do you like the States? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, would you like to live here? I don't know why I have like such an old man. Like, he's just a guy. But, and he goes, well, why don't you come down to the States? I was like, there's literally not a person I've ever met that could allow me to come to the States more than this person who's hired thousands of people. And then he went, ha, ha, ha. And then, I don't know. I think I walked away. I don't even remember. He thought it was a joke, and, I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on him. I was joking, a little bit, but then if he offered, oh boy, I would have taken it. USA citizenship sucks. No jobs. Everything's expensive. Everything is more expensive than here in Canada. And the job that I'm doing here would be the exact same. But I think my after work life would be very different. What was that laugh? That's a rich person laugh. He's a billionaire. Bro, you can come. Don't let the fake news trick you. It's not fake. You guys can DM me some links, but it's harder than you think. It's very hard. Like to the point where there's like literally lottery systems and stuff to allow people to come over sometimes. I think to some degree I over exaggerate to the point of how much I go outside, and then it's funny. The jokes are funny until these types of comments come up, and they're like, no, but he actually does not go out. Like he really doesn't go out. Yes, I do. I go outside. Just, I just don't drive to work. I don't drive anywhere. I don't like to walk anywhere or run anywhere. But aside from that, I go out. How many times a year? Okay. I do go out to get my DoorDash. I'm actually an Uber Eats guy. Shout out Uber. I cut my own grass. I'm out there. I water the grass. Just your average family man. Okay, I just got the classic dinner text. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Today was a little bit different of a day, but I honestly have such a freaking amazing time talking with you guys. Oh, you know what I should do sometimes is I don't know how I'd vet some of the trolls from the real ones, but there's a lot of names that I recognize over and over and over, and maybe we should just start giving out links. Maybe we'll do that on like the weekend or something. Have some people come on and give me some new stock ideas and some deep dives. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time, but bye for now.